Top 5 Dumb Things, Dumbest Things, Episode 1. If you're prone to delusional cynicism, then you won't believe number 3. Okay, let's get into it. Alright, hey guys, this is Dumb Stuff Episode 1. I'm not wearing the gray beanie today because it's all the way on the other side of my room and I don't really feel like going and getting it. But anyways, this is just a short video and we're just gonna see how it goes. I think it might be a little bonus series outside my usual brand of content. So, first dumb thing is in Ed Sheeran's terrible song, Thinking Out Loud, I think. He says the line, "'Cause honey, your soul can never grow old, it's evergreen," which is just ridiculously stupid. Because if there's one thing that everyone knows about the evergreen tree, it's its ability to grow old. People don't say, wow, if you count the rings on an evergreen tree, you can see the fact that hasn't been alive for any amount of time. It's not old. It's literally ageless. No, people go, oh, you can count how old it is by the rings. It gets really old. This tree's been around for 100 years. Look how old it is. It's like, basically, he's like, hey, you're like this bristlecone pine that lived to be 500 years old. But that's not age, is just, doesn't even exist. It's not even a number. It's an abstract concept that you don't exhibit whatsoever. What a dumbass. Next slide. Spider-Man. So, Spider-Man, as you may know, is a superhero of sorts. Not of sorts, he just is a superhero. In the cartoon, the famous Spider-Man song goes, Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Which is a little misleading, because what are spiders known for? Spinning webs. Okay, boom. Spider-Man can sling the webs. He goes sling, 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 and there goes the webs. Next up, what do spiders do? Oh, they can climb on stuff, I guess. Spider-Man, can he climb on things? You bet he can climb on stuff. You ever seen him climb around? He climbs like a spider would be jealous. And what else do spiders do? Bite people. So you know wait a second. Spider-Man, his suit covers up his mouth, rendering him physically incapable of delivering any sort of bite. If you were to ask Spider-Man, hey, go and inject, using your 2 large fangs in your mandible, inject some poison into the nearest animal, the small animal, in order to liquefy its organs, allowing you to then, with the straw-like functionality of said fangs, suck the innards of those creatures that have become sort of a bloody soup and gain nutrients in that manner, Peter Parker would not be able to. And even if we limited at biting people, he just can't even bite anyone. And the funny thing is, anyone who's not wearing the Spider-Man outfit, they can bite people as much as they want. Which means Spider-Man can do about 2/3 of what a spider can. But a regular person can still do 1/3. Making Spider-Man mathematically only 1/3 more spidery than the average human being. And you know, technically, he's slightly more of a spider than you or me. But is that really what we look for in superheroes? Just a mediocre attempt to be slightly superior? No, he's supposed to be a superhero, not some lame, can't even bite anyone loser. Anyways, that's pretty much all my thoughts on that. We'll move on to the next one now, I think. Just rapid fire these. Still talking about superheroes. Invisibility. Stupidest power you could possibly have. Sure, it sounds cool, you know, you're sneaking around, you're invisible. It's a very popular thing. There was that Invisible Man movie that I'm not gonna watch that came out. All sorts of invisibility. There's all sorts of invisible superheroes. I can't really name any right now because I don't really watch a lot of superhero stuff. But it's a popular superpower. And why wouldn't it be? You know, they can't see you, you're wandering around, you're fighting crimes, you hold a thing over here, you're like, whoa, look at this floating apple or whatever. And it's like, whoa, that's crazy. Here's the issue. The way that human beings see is having light reflect off the backs of our eyes and coming back out. And the brain flips the image in our heads so we can see normally. But it needs that reflection. How are things clear? Well, something is clear, or opaque, or transparent. Well, opaque is not clear. That was stupid. Transparent, because light passes directly through them. Now, if you were to be invisible, including your eyes, and light were to pass directly through it, how would you be able to see anything at all? The answer is that you wouldn't. Without the light reflecting back off the back part of your eyes, instead passing through it, you'd be completely and utterly blind. So maybe invisibility, it's useful if you were to hide in one particular location, but any sort of crime fighting would be completely out the window as you bounce into walls, making a huge amount of noise, knocking stuff over. Probably walk right into a big thing of paint, and then you're covering and you're not barely invisible at all. So it's like, next slide. Catastrophe. The word catastrophe. I know English is full of stupid words, and this word probably isn't even originating in like Anglo-Saxon. It's probably French or something. But it illustrates the point of how stupid English is as a language. And I think it's particularly fitting because catastrophe it's a disaster. Think about the word catastrophe and think about the word catastrophic. Now, any sane person would think that it's either catastrophe and catastrophic or catastrophe and catastrophic. That's how the emphasis would make sense if the language worked properly and wasn't designed by some complete moron. Instead, it's catastrophe and catastrophic, changing the emphasis throughout the entire word completely because of two letters different on the end, so the E becoming an IC. It's ridiculous, and it's pathetic, and it should be a shame. This is about I used to work at a bakery, and this is a particular story, but generally about people. When you hand out free samples, people will come up to a free sample and they'll see a sign next to it. And usually this sign, sometimes it pertains to what's on the table, but sometimes it's just a general advertisement. And regardless of the sign, they'll see it, they'll look at the thing, it could be cinnamon buns, that's my example, and the sign says, here is a piece of white bread. They're advertising white bread. And then someone will look at the cinnamon bun and they'll be like, so that's plain white bread? With complete sincerity, as if they've never seen either white bread or a cinnamon bun before, and this is in fact the first bakery or baked good dispensary that they've ever come across within their lifetime, and that the concept of eating flour mixed with other ingredients and baked into a particular type of food is a completely foreign concept, alien to their entire existence. And you have to explain, no, the sign doesn't always match with the thing on the table. And I know that could be briefly confusing for some people, but it should become immediately apparent once you read the sign, look at the picture of the sign, then look at the thing on the table in front of you, and then use your prior knowledge of your entire wealth of life experiences when it comes to baked goods, and then you should be able to tell the difference between the thing on the sign and the thing on the table. And it's just like, I haven't even worked at a bakery in over a year and I'm still mad about it. Anyways. Well, that's about it for this video. I got worked up talking about baked goods. As always, happen again, what do you know? My next video is going to be a video about the sloth, so make sure to don't be slow hitting the like button and slamming that subscribe. Anyways, bye.